Hello, I'm Jane from Loopy's Place and I'm coming to you today from my studio here in Sheffield. You may be able to hear the rain pouring down, so it's a perfect day to be inside and being creative. I wanted to speak to you today a bit about this Confidence Builder quilt behind me. It's the basis of a series of blogs that I did, and it's also the basis of a class that I'm doing here in the studio. I don't know about you, I'm quite happy with piecing the quilts. I find that quite exciting, seeing the pieces coming together, and then you finish the quilt. Then you've got to layer it, and then you've got to quilt it. And that is where a lot of people stop. Now, I'm no different. I've probably got about 3 or 4 quilts down there waiting for me to quilt them. I don't mind the quilting so much, it's the layering. So I usually have to set aside special time to do that. But this class is for those that find that quilting difficult, that find it difficult to think of ways to do it and think they're going to spoil their quilt. So the quilt behind me here, we've got some options for it. Here you can see we've got some 16 patch blocks. It helps to build up that confidence with piecing, because you're certainly joining a lot of blocks together. It's a great scrap quilt, because you can use all sorts of different squares. You can just use up the scraps from your stash to create the blocks. If you want something a bit quicker, you can create those blocks in one piece of fabric. You can jump from that piecing stage and go straight to the quilting. You'll notice we've got these binding strips here. It's done in a quilt as you go method, so the quilting of the blocks is so much easier because you're dealing with a smaller, more manoeuvrable and easy to manage piece. Sometimes that's a lot easier than struggling the first time with a full-size quilt. Even at this size, it gives you enough practice to have confidence that you can do it, but it's not too big that it becomes overwhelming. Throughout this quilt, we've used different quilting patterns in there using a walking foot. Free motion quilting will come later. Now, when I was doing this, I did it for classes. I did it to help other people. But you know what? It helped me too. Spending that amount of time quilting opened up that enjoyment. I wasn't just going to be quilting quilts to get through it, doing the minimum that you need to make it secure. It made me want to spend the time and enjoy the quilting and to experiment with different techniques. From doing this quilt to help others, it helped me do this quilt. So this peacock quilt behind me, that is free motion quilting, but I did it on the back of this skill builder. I spent time on it. I was happy to change threads when I needed to. I was happy to build up areas of quilting. The border is quite a dense piece of quilting. They've got free motion in the centre, but I thoroughly enjoyed the experience, and it was all because of following on from this. Our brain is like a muscle. If we use it and exercise it, it helps us then to be able to go on and do other things. And that's what the purpose is of our Skill Builder course. I'm hoping that once you get to the end of it, it will motivate you and energise you to be able to go back home and get your quilts out and to be able to enjoy the process of quilting. It doesn't have to be a chore, and even on a domestic machine, you can create some lovely patterns in your quilts. So during the month of October, I've got to do a 2-day class using this quilt to help people to build up that confidence. It will also help with piecing. Even if you've never quilted before, you'll be able to come in and create a quilt that you can go home and be proud of. It's a class that I will be repeating over the month, so if it's not convenient for you at the date set, do drop me a message and I'll let you know when the next one for the studio is planned. I'm also planning to make it available online. I've been doing online classes for many years now, and so you will still get the same level of help. I'll still be there available. We'll have the group there that you can come in and ask questions and I'll help you through. You'll also have the video tutorials that have already been created for these. Whichever way you join in, I'm sure it's going to be of benefit to you. I'll drop the links in the comments below so that you can find out when the classes are, to make it easy for you to book, and also ways to keep in touch. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. We have a video coming out every week that will help you with your quilting journey, giving hints and tips and sharing new techniques as well. Look forward to speaking to you again soon. Take care for now, and I'll be back next week.